What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening? Or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
The Roaring Game. We all love it, but sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. Go get stuck in your curling club this year. Learn the game inside and out. Play for your favorite country and take the curling world by storm. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
All right, we're live here at the 2023 Alberta Curling Series Men's Major, sponsored by Hub International Insurance. My name is Matt Yo, and I'll be doing some commentating here for the final. 2 excellent teams. I hear Mr. Matt Hall will be joining me as well. I don't know if you're there, Matt. Maybe not yet. And yeah, so both teams here qualified out of the A event. So we have the 2 high-ranked teams in the event playing here this afternoon. So actually, they had to do a draw to the button after practice to see who would get the hammer. And Team Sluchinski threw it to about an inch. I think they were just an inch past the pin. And then Team Kapp were just outside the button on the back forefoot. So Team Sluchinski will have the hammer here in the first end. And playing Red Rocks. This should be an absolute excellent game. Both teams are absolutely firing on all cylinders. Their semi-final games, you know, Team Sluchinski was pretty much in control the whole game against Team Brunner, but had to make some absolutely incredible shots. And then, you know, Team Kapp was in full control of the game against the teams from the Netherlands. You know, the skip from Team Kapp, he made an unbelievable hit and roll in the 4th end to get 1, and after that there was just no turning back. They never really missed a shot after that. So here on sheet 3, I'm just double checking. I don't think either of these teams have played on sheet 3 yet. Team Sluchinski went sheet 4, sheet 5, sheet 4, sheet 3. And Team Kapp did play on this sheet in the A final. So so maybe a touch of advantage, but that was quite a couple days ago now, and a few scrapes and a few games after that. And we've worked on the ice really hard here with Justin Runsman, who's our head ice maker here at Beaumont Curling Club for Tim's Ice Manufacturing. And we just got the ice in a couple days prior to the event, so a little green, but we've gotten a lot of great feedback from the curlers, Team Sluchinski, as well as Team Brunner, and a bunch of other teams about the ice and what we needed to do to try to get it a little bit better on a few different sheets, and we've definitely tried to do that. And all accounts, you know, the boys were saying practice was about 14.9, 15 seconds, about 4.5, maybe 5 feet of curl on the swingy side. We have about 5 feet on the swingy side, about 4.5, 4 3/4 on the non-swingy side. Everyone seems pretty happy. We're down here at the Beaumont Curling Club at this city of Beaumont. We also have our ladies major next weekend with 22 teams around the world playing. So we do have YouTube and Facebook. Excuse me, I think I swallowed a fly there. We do have the ladies major here at the city of Beaumont. 22 teams around the world available playing for a prize purse of over $25,000 next weekend. So good start to the end. We had a center guard up, come around, a couple hits, a couple double peel attempt that kind of jammed and rolled into the rings. All right, we do have Matt Hall joining the broadcast here now. How are you, Matt? Maybe we don't quite have Matt on here quite yet. Oh, we're trying to get
I can hear you now.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. How you doing, Matt? Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good. I had my dad down here giving me some pointers on the ice here this afternoon, and then he left after I bought him a coffee, so that's about right.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and then we should have an excellent game here. Both teams have been firing all cylinders, I was saying earlier, and Team Sluchinski and Team Kapp, they pretty much had full control of both of their games. A couple big shots by both skips in both semifinals. But these are the top two ranked teams coming out of the A side of the spiel. So they had to draw to the pin for Hammer, and Team Sluchinski beat them out by about 4.5, 5 inches. So it looks like they're going to need probably the Hammer in this end with Yellow Lion 3.
Yeah, I think we're in for quite a treat here. I mean, we were commentating the Kapp Gozgen semifinal, and yeah, as you said, Mark Moskovitz for the German team was on fire last game, saved his team in the fourth end, and they never really looked back, went on to win it, but it seemed like every 10-15 minutes or so you were talking about some crazy shot that the Sluchinski team was making in the other semifinal. So should have a really good one here. I'm really excited to see what ends up happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, both teams coming out of the A event, so they actually had the day off yesterday. Team Sluchinski did have the opportunity to throw some practice rocks, and Team Kapp decided not to, and maybe they were visiting our great city of Beaumont or out in Edmonton, or maybe they were practicing. There's a couple other rinks are up and going here in the area, so not sure what they did yesterday, but Sluchinski came down, threw some rocks, and we're really looking forward to playoff Monday here.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not as bad for Aaron being from Alberta himself, but especially for the German teams, it's a lot of travel to get over here for these events, and I can just imagine, I don't think there was an event before this here that they would have been playing in, so they probably haven't really gotten an opportunity to, just have a day to relax. They probably just got here right before the competition started, and I'm sure it was good for them just to take that day to get their energy back, sort of maybe, take a little trip around the city, just relax and not not really think about curling for a day is always a good thing.
Absolutely. Well, it's still going to be probably a couple more guards coming here, and Aaron's going to try to probably try to run the next guard into their own red rock, so then they'll have the in-turn or the out-turn coming into the house for his last one. Again, huge shout out to our title sponsor for the weekend, Hub International Insurance. James Gordon, who's back in doing all the camera work and getting the feed ready for our YouTube channel and Facebook.
And you're going to see Benny Kapp's team just continue to guard this up. Really, they don't need to press anything. They have a great situation, sitting 2-3 actually, and they just need to make Aaron throw the tough ones. So that was a pretty good guard. A bit surprised here to see this freeze coming down for Aaron. I thought they might take one more crack at running him back and get that rock off the button, give themselves lots of space. Because if they do make a good freeze here, his thought is they still have a chance for 2 with the ability to run that red one back, although they have to make a good freeze. They need to get this pretty close to the nose of that yellow so that running that red back actually works. Otherwise, Benny will probably just guard it up and it'll be a tough 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, dead freeze, even a 2 or 3 inch bump would probably be what he's ordering here, but should be pretty close. Like I said, he was really close to the button, about an inch deep with his draw to the button. Looks like this one's moving on him pretty good.
Maybe weight was close, maybe a touch light and caught a bit of extra curl, but in real tough now. If Team Kapp can just sort of tuck one in half behind those guards top 8, it's going to be a tough score. Aaron might have to play the angle runner or angle tap up.
Yeah, being able to force him to look at 4 yellow ones here in the first end would be definitely end accomplished for sure. Probably would be looking at more of a tap with Aaron's last one, just because it would be against 4 yellows, so you want to try to cut them down as most as you can.
Yeah, likely just with hack weight or something, or even back 8, back 12, just enough to bump it up so that you're at the worst giving up a steal of 1.
Again, we're on YouTube, Facebook. Please reach out, throw anything in there if you like. Some shout outs, where you're watching from. Please like, share, all that kind of good stuff. Last shot here for Team Kapp from Germany. Looking to put a lot of pressure on Team Sluchinski here right out of the gate. Looks like it's coming in real nice. Yeah, great shot. Looks like the tap is what is ordered here for Team Sluchinski to cut them down to maybe 1 yellow or 2 yellows. Obviously, a real important shot here at the beginning of this game here.
Yeah, and the important thing here is to choose the right weight. You almost want to throw this to give up a steal of 1. Just play it as a tap to the forefoot. If you happen to get the line right, you can sweep the hell out of it to maybe move that rock off the button. But if you try to throw any kind of weight at it and you just sort of whisker one of the yellows or just push it by, it's a steal 4. So you just want to play this as if it's just a straight tap to the button, straight tap to the tee line. And if you happen to get the line right and you can sweep it enough to move it, that's great.
little team conversation here, just making sure everyone's on board with what exactly what you said there. Probably get the exact weight down for the right shot here. Looks like to me they took probably another 2 inches of ice there. I don't know if the broom went back in the same spot, or if they asked for a little bit more ice, and to your point, maybe a little less weight.
Definitely looks like a touch more, and I think that's what the conversation was. Just throwing this in a way to ensure that you never give up more than a steal of one or two.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be possibly a steal of 2. But against 4 in that scenario, you know, not the end of the world. Get your bearings back and have the hammer coming in the second end here at the 2023 Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you by Hub International Insurance.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Asham Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Asham Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at asham.com.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
All right, we're back here at the 2023 Alberta Series Major, brought to you by Hub International Insurance. Along with Matt Hall, and my name is Matt Yo, bringing some commentary to you here today. We have it open up in Facebook and YouTube, so if you have any comments or anything that you want to share, please send it out to us.
You can't ask for much better of a start than that last end for Team Kapp. I mean, didn't start with hammer, but getting 2 in the first, that's always a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? That's been kind of their last. You know, how many ends they've played this weekend. They've been really dominating the field and playing well. So Aaron and his team here is going to have to, put a lot of shots together and make sure that you put that one behind you. Pretend that the other team had hammer in the first end. They made a great shot for 2, and put your work boots on and get ready for the second end. I had to do a lot of that when I was curling in juniors and early in men's, is giving up that steal of 2 in the first end. Okay, we're just kidding.
Yeah.
You know, the other team just made a great in-off for 2 or anything, something like that. That's what you got to mentally think and keep going. One of the things we were chatting about earlier was, coming up with some ideas or trying to solve the slow play in some of these championships and some of these spiels. I don't think we're going to have this problem with these two teams.
No.
I don't even think the rocks were put away in the first end before Team Kapp grabbed their leads rock and was off and throwing. So the only guy that this might mess up is our buddy James Gordon in the background, trying to play our great commercials from our advertisers in between ends for these teams.
Whoever cared about lead rocks
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding. Please don't send me any mean messages, anybody who might be watching. But yeah, no, I don't think that'll be an issue. Two very strong teams that seem to know each other pretty well, know what they're doing. I think we're gonna be in for a good one here. I mean, Sluchinski's team definitely didn't seem very sharp in that first end, but I mean, they're a better team than that. I think just a couple little miscues got themselves into a bit of trouble. I don't think that'll be the norm for this game. They'll figure it out, and I think we'll have a really good battle here.
Just another little bit of an over curl, but at the end of the day, not a terrible result. Rather an over curl than an under curl in that situation. You tap the yellow one over off to the side and kind of roll your one into the house. That means Team Kapp has to, being up 2, has to probably hit this one and roll into the rings, and then you have some corner guards to be able to hit and roll off of as your Team Sluchinski.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a great shot right back as well if it sits. That is very good. But the center is wide open, so pretty straightforward double. He could choose to play it either way. It looks like he's looking at the thin double, which I think is probably a bit more of the aggressive way to go for 2, but if you ever make it, it's a little bit better. Could also hit a little thick and roll into your red and probably still be shot that way, make the double.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, talking about a pro miss on the last game when we were doing the semifinal, that would be the pro miss, is what Aaron just kind of mentioned as well. You can hit this a little bit thick and roll into our red. We'll still be, second shot rock in front of that yellow rock. So I would assume that Kerr would be pretty close to this one. The broom went up in the air with the universal sign of being a little bit heavy, but they're working on this one for line. Great shot. Fantastic shot there. Made the double, rolled dead, not dead frozen, but real close to frozen on the yellow rock. Everything's away from the center, and if we've known anything from the semifinal, this hard one's probably going to be pretty close to being made.
Yeah, we definitely saw a bunch of really good shots. I think it's you could probably hit it real thin and maybe get the reds, but that's really close. I would probably be looking at running the guard back. Get the wide one, the one on the left as we look at the overhead. Get that red out of there. You probably lose your back yellow, but I think that's a good thing. You won't leave them frozen on you anymore. Just hit this about 3/4 low side.
Yeah, hard out of his hand. Oh.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Good shot.
Leaves one red, but you were never going to get them both. It's now not frozen to anything. You have a short run back to get rid of it. Even if Aaron does sink around this other guard, you can choose to run back either one. They're both your color. Just a great shot there by the German third, Benny Kapp. Benny Kapp, of course, does call the game, but throw third rocks. It's Mark Muskatowicz that throws the fourth rocks for the German side.
All right, got Jeremy Hardy playing third for Team Sluchinski. Going to try a wide in-turn come around. Probably haven't played too many out here in practice.
No, this will be a little fresh. probably need to throw a couple extra feet, but might have overcooked it a little bit.
Yeah, that one 13-1, so that's probably going to be in the hack.
Those can kind of be a little tough because you might not have thrown a draw out that far, but sometimes even just the movement of the sweepers, the footwork can kind of keen up those slightly wider paths a little bit. So you expect it to be a couple feet slower and you just get caught in between. Now, I'm sure he probably overthrew that even from what he wanted. I can't imagine that they thought it was going to be 6 to 8 feet slower, but those can kind of just be those little bit trickier paths that you haven't played in a while, and you kind of just got to give it your best guess.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing too, these teams obviously are some of the top teams in the world, and they obviously recognize this when we were out there making the ice. But so we nip the ice and then drag it after as well. So we try to get the full surface up to speed here for the athletes before they come out to practice. So again, if you're curling out there in a spiel or anything like that, it's very important to watch what the ice makers are doing to get your surface prepared for you. If you are dragging before the game, that shot out there in the wings will be closer to up to speed than if you didn't drag and you just nipped out there and no rocks come down there during the practice. So one thing to watch out there when you're out in your local spiel or at another event at a different club, do they just nip or do they nip and drag or are they just dragging? It kind of changes the surface a little bit for these athletes.
Now, of course, with it just being a men's event, there's no women's side here this weekend. Just the one game going on out there. In your expertise, what do you expect to see? Do you expect to see the ice change a little bit with there only being one game out there as opposed to the rest of the weekend?
Yeah, so I've kind of I'm 40 years old, so I've been doing this for about 25 years, watching Tim, my dad, and been around with Merck and Hans Woodrich and Shorty back in the day, and I've got just about every thought process that I think those great ice makers have done. So I've tried to kind of work with. The new technology of today, which is these ice advice sensors that we have in the ice. And so what we found throughout the years, and even going back and talking to my dad and Hans and short way back in the day with Shorty and Greg Iwashku, who we made the ice at the West Edmonton Mall last year. So we find in these finals is that your ice temperature, let's say you run it around 23 and a half, 24 degrees during the games when you have, 3, 4, 5 sheets going on. That same ice temperature when you only have one sheet out there is going to be actually colder. So what that does is actually it tightens up the ice so it won't curl as much and it'll actually be a touch heavier. So when these guys went out there for practice, they mentioned that when they came out, said, "Oh, it feels a little crunchy out there." I said, "Yep, it's a little bit colder. We do have the plant off right now, so the tendency is to try to warm this game up, the ice surfaces as we go." Another thing that I was mentioning to on our head ice tech in here for Beaumont with Tim's Ice, with Justin, I said, um, what you want to see is this temperature gradually increase throughout the game. That'll keep the speed up. But if the plant ever kicks on during the game, there's another 5 sheets out there that don't have any curling on it. So all of that cooling power, all of that brine that is in the lines will already be cold. So it actually won't take a long time for the plant to bring the temperature back down um, in this game if it needs to. So you have to really watch that in these scenarios when you only have one sheet out there. You don't want the ice temperature to get too cold, and it'll actually straighten up and start seeing the rocks slow down. Actually, so a lot of people think the colder the ice, the faster the rock will go. In instances like this, you actually want the ice to be warming up through the entire game and letting the ice kind of expand, and then the rock will keep gliding throughout the game. So long story there, but yeah. So we try to warm the surface up. I even did that this morning when we knew we had only 2 sheets going. Now that we only have 1 sheet going, I'm trying to warm the ice temperature even up another degree. So
there you go. There's everyone's little ice making lesson for the day.
Good shot there by Aaron. Just over curled just a little bit on him. It looks like to me that yellow shot rock still.
Yeah, I think it is just so, and it's really not going anywhere. So if you're Benny Kapp, you're pretty content with the situation that's there. If it was me, I'd probably just be tossing up something pretty close to a center guard or just on the left side of the center line and try to take away a draw path for Aaron to the button. I don't think there's any sort of tap or pick that he can do around that situation to get more than one. So it does just that. The draw to the button's still there for Aaron. Should be very straightforward, but not an easy draw. Needs a piece of the white for one.
You know, again, as turning points go, this would probably be one of them if he gets this in there for 1 point. You know, good game, good end played by the Kapp team, and if Aaron can get one in here and hopefully turn the tide a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, given the steal of 2 in the first is obviously not good, but it's something that you can still work with. You know, it's kind of like you just didn't have hammer, gave up a deuce. You can sort of play with that mindset. Giving up a 3rd point, though, then you're starting to spell a little bit of trouble. So really important sweepers on this one. Line looks really good, so just need a piece of the button.
Yeah, we're 15-1. So perfect
How
shot.
about that? Right on the pinhole for his 1 point to get one back here in this final.
Absolutely. So 2-1, Team Kapp over Sluchinski, heading into the 3rd end here at the Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you by Hub International Insurance.
What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening? Or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Asham Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Asham Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at asham.com.
The top of the pebble, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're back here at the 2023 Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you by Hub International. Matt Yo, along with Matt Hall, doing some commentating for you here. We were just chatting during the break here, you know, about ice and these high-level teams, and kind of a comment, you know, like from our side as ice makers, you know, during an event, during, you know, even your local Bonspiel or you know, any of these top events, like I welcome teams to come chat with me about, hey, what are you doing here, and you know, what's happening, or you know, like, are you going to change anything? Like, to your point, when you talked about that nationals there, you talked to John Wall about, hey, like, we might scratch the rocks tonight, or we're going to take a little extra nip off. All this stuff is general knowledge. Like anybody that wants to come up and talk to us and see what we're doing and how we're planning on running it, all that type of stuff, like just reach out and talk and get as much information as you possibly can for your team, and be a big advantage moving forward.
Looks like we're going to see some action here. 2 center guards up for Team Sluchinski. They're not going to waste any time and try to get something going, get a force or a steal here at a betting cap.
Yeah, I was just talking to James Gordon, who's running the live stream cameras for us and all the production here, and he's an ice maker as well out in Saskatchewan. He says, dragging after a nip makes such a difference. Yeah, it absolutely does. He said, one time last season, he had a helper accidentally only drag half the sheet, so the other half wasn't dragged. So it was a little bit interesting. It's funny because you hear little stories like that all the time. At one of the events I remember way back when I was helping, I'm not going to say what ice maker, and actually we forgot to nip one complete sheet. Just something happened where something, I can't remember exactly what happened, but lost track of what was going on, and I think I was only like 17 or 18 at the time, and all of a sudden that sheet only had about a foot of curl. It's funny how little things happen like that, and it does make a big difference.
I mean, I've had it before where we go out for a game and like it wasn't pebbled or anything. Yeah. Like we weren't paying attention while we were warming up, and like I think there might have been a late game on our sheet, so like they did all the other sheets and then kind of just forgot to go back, and we went out in the first end and we're like, oh well, this isn't right.
Yeah,
rocks are going like 10 feet slower than it was yesterday. Like what's going on? But
yeah, exactly. One of the things too is that nipping with the Ice King. Oh, great double peel there. Nipping with the Ice King actually does make a difference as well, rather than nipping with the nipper. The Ice King, when you're nipping with that blade, there's more pressure on the ice, so it actually nips and kind of drags, if that makes sense, all at the same time. So we like to do it with the competitions if we're nipping with the nipper to drag the rocks right after. If you're nipping with the Ice King, sometimes we don't drag the rocks, just depending on how the event's going and what club we're at. But that's kind of a little interesting tidbit as well. All right, third end here. Kapp up 2-1. Great job by Team Sluchinski here in the second end to get their one right on the Rad Style Cycle logo here, right in Beaumont. Great company that supports the curling club. And we're gonna see some rocks in play, and Aaron probably with the center guard up there trying to shrink that scoring area and get a force or possibly even a steal.
Yeah, and I think if you're Team Kapp now, you sort of understand that you have a bit of the advantage here. I would probably be a bit more inclined to just run up and peel these guards for a little bit and sort of wait for a good opportunity to make this play at the button. That rock back 4 is probably going to cause you some issues, but you don't want to play around this too early and give Aaron some chances to sort of load up the 4-foot and get some angles going. So, but they've decided to make a play at this red. They think there's enough curl, and that's a pretty good shot. Not able to remove it, but able to move it out of the way, leave their 2 yellow stones in behind the guard. But it's kind of what I was talking about. If Aaron can come around, just make a little tap, you start building a wall. You're not going to save the end with a freeze here, but if you can just set up a couple rocks where you can just come down and make a nice freeze on Aaron's first or even his last and take the end away from Benny, I think that's what he's looking for. So just bump this back to the back 8-foot, back 4-foot, and sort of bide your time for a bit.
So would you be looking at more playing the other turn at this shot, just so if you do tap that back, it might tap back at a different angle rather than onto the back yellow one?
I would be more inclined, for sure. It could come down to a lot. I mean, they could have just been, if you've been playing this side of the sheet a bit more throughout the whole game, yeah, I understand, play what you know. It looks like there's enough curl either way to make the shot either way, although it would probably be bit easier with the other turn. This one, not going to end up in a good spot, though. But yeah, I think it is easier to make with the other turn, but it comes down to what you know, what you're most comfortable with. Bit surprised. I mean, Aaron made that exact draw last end, so bit surprised they didn't think about it, but unfortunately just a little wide, little heavy, and that rock doesn't end up in a good spot. Now, maybe just a bit of a change of pace here for Benny Kapp, deciding now with it being so late in the end, he has the opportunity that's presented itself here. He's just going to sink another one right on top of that yellow and force Aaron into the tough shots.
He was almost motioning like almost like a split a little bit, which was kind of odd to me. But maybe he said, you know, at the end of the day, if you're a little heavy, maybe this is an option. But that was a weird kind of tap and motion for a split on their top one. That top one looks in a pretty good spot at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think they want to move it. It might have, just like you said, he might have just been saying to them, yeah, if you're a touch heavy and you move it, that's okay. You don't want to like roll off and give a pocket though. Moving it, getting up to like 2/3 of nose and just bumping it back an inch is okay.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, that'll do.
Might give him a hit for a quiet hit for a double, but
for sure. But if you make the double, you're probably hitting pretty close to nose, and then you're not getting buried, and Benny can come down and make another tap. So
yeah, very true.
Definitely not the option they would have liked. I think definitely the Germans wanted that frozen on the nose, but you know, you sometimes it's all about just making sure you're on the right side of the inch and making it good enough to keep forcing Sluchinski into these tougher shots.
All right, Jeremy Hardy here trying to nose hit, probably like a firm board. Trying to get it to work over there. Starting to come now. Looks like a pretty good shot. Yes, sir.
Does leave a couple yellows around. There should be a nose double to sit 2 at the moment. The red one you're running back probably gets stuck over with those other yellows, but it'll be
it's gonna be an awful lonely over there.
Yeah.
It'll be awfully lonely red back there. Great work there, James Gordon, with the split screen, as well as having our sponsor for the weekend up there, Hub International Insurance. Curling Stadium doing a fantastic job bringing us our live stream. We have over 200 people in the YouTube right now, and I think we have about a little less than 100 on Facebook. These guys can absolutely sweep a rock. Whew, a little bit of a miscue there. Opens the door up for Team Sluchinski to put one right there where his broom is would be obviously ideal, I think.
Yeah, put it full top 4 buried. There's really not going to be any doubles anywhere, and you'll probably get a force out of this end. Big miss. That was a big shot there for Benny Kapp. Really needed to make the double there.
Maybe just a touch of an overthrow, maybe. I don't know if you needed to throw quite that much weight. You weren't getting that red one that it jammed on out of the rings anyways.
Yeah, I agree. It's tough. It's one of those shots there wasn't really all that much room for error. I mean, I guess if you hit it a little bit on the center line side instead and you roll behind the center, that might have worked, but that would have left Sluchinski sitting 1 and throwing this draw. So had to be close, off just a little bit, and now Aaron has the chance to flip the script here.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to channel his inner second end where he covered the Rad Style Cycle logo. Throw it about 8 inches lighter than that.
You'll see a lot of movement here late. Should get buried.
Looks like it's a touch heavy. dead frozen to that yellow one. So good job on the sweepers identifying that it was heavy, that they got it dead frozen on that yellow, so it's probably not going anywhere.
Yeah, and this one's a tricky one here for the Germans. You really can't play to the backing with this draw. You want to put it top button. If you ever slip back to the red ones, there's probably space for Aaron to follow you down and freeze one on, although then you might have the in-off your own. So try to put this, well, actually the more that I look at that now, it might be better to freeze.
Yeah, that's what I was
down.
actually thinking.
Straight
yeah.
down, Aaron freezes, and then you have the in-off. If you go top button, then Aaron might play the in-off and sit free. So
yeah, there could be fireworks over the next 3 shots here.
So I think it is important to put this right in the pocket, make sure this yellow's never going anywhere, and put the pressure on Aaron to get the angle right. It's important for the sweepers to know that. They might have had that discussion in the hack. And that's pretty much perfect. So now Aaron needs to make the freeze, but not only that, he needs to stay more on the center line side of that yellow, almost in line with the yellow one that's in the top left of the 8-foot. If you draw a line between that one and the one Benny or Mark Muscatovic just threw, put it right on the button in that line so that there's no in-off double for 2. Probably just have to throw a draw for 1 in that case.
Mm-hmm. So Aaron with his last rock here in the third end, trying an angle freeze. Looks like he's got this one out there a little bit, but get it to curl over now. It's starting to swoop. It looks like it might be a touch lighter than the last one. Little chap off, and I think, I don't know what he's got here. Might have that end up in a real good spot for Sluchinski?
I think so. I mean, there's definitely just the draw for 1, but I
don't know if
I don't think you could get that red one moving out at all.
No. Not with any kind of weight, because that center guard that's right in the middle there. No, yeah.
Probably just the draw for 1.
Yep. Good end. That was anything could have happened there. The last 3 shots, any kind of miscue, there could have been a bundle either way. So we have Team Kapp here needing to probably get a little piece of the pinhole to get their 1, stay in control of this game, 3-1 going into the 4th end. I imagine he'll be fairly close with this shot, as there were about 3-4 shots coming down here at the exact same time.
Yeah, it should be nice and close, and I think you're pretty happy if you're Team Sluchinski. I think at one point in this end, it did look like there might have been a little bit of trouble for you, but
absolutely,
they stuck with it. I think made their last 3 or 4 shots pretty much perfectly, and were able to squeak out a force here.
Good shot. 1 yellow, 3-1. The Team Kapp, Sluchinski. Maybe. No, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was 1 yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. They were looking at it a little closer, and I know that the cameras above them were just off to the front a bit of the house. So I'm like, maybe not. But yeah, one point for Team Kapp, up 3-1 heading into the 4th end at the 2023 Alberta Curling Series Men's Major, brought to you by Hub International Insurance.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
What job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
All right, we're back here at the 2023 Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you by Hub International Insurance. We have a 3-1 lead by Team Kapp over Sluchinski, heading into the fourth end. My name is Matt Yo, and I'm with Matt Hall. Not with Matt Hall, I guess. Beauty thing of technology. I'm down here at the Beaumont Curling Club, and Matt is in Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, right?
Yep. Yeah. Paris of the Prairies.
Absolutely. You're originally from Ontario, Matt?
Yes, sir. Kitchener, Ontario. So I lived there for pretty much the last 25 years or so, and then made the move out now to play with Rylan Claytor out here. So enjoying it though. I love being out here in the prairies so far. It's been great. Well, you can check back with me again once the winter starts, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah, and you guys have got a championship under your belt already this year at the U25 event at the Salvo Center.
Yeah, we've had a pretty nice start to the season. Semifinal in Leduc, and then getting that win at the Salvo Center was really nice. Got us into the points bet event in Ontario back home. So get to go back, see the family, see my parents, play in that event, play Kevin Cooey in the first game. So we'll give her our best shot out there, but they're a very strong team. We're going to do our best to give them a good game out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, they we were out in the provincials doing it last year, and they had a little tough luck at the beginning of the event, but they played well coming down the stretch and ended up beating Brendan Botcher in the final there. So maybe the first game, maybe with the new second to there as well, with a little team shakeup, maybe you can get the best of them.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. I mean, I played with Tyler back in juniors, and obviously Jacques being his cousin, we spent a good amount of time with him, playing against him. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy it.
Oh, that's awesome. Little shout out to Klaus out here in New Brunswick, watching us on Curling Zone on the YouTube channel. Says thank you very much for the weekend coverage. Been great watching, and looking forward to the ladies major, which starts Thursday, and it will also be on the YouTube channel at Alberta Curling Series or abcurlseries.ca, or on Curling Zone and Curling Stadium. So that'll be a great event. We have 22 teams from all over the world coming down to the Beaumont Curling Club again, and playing for over $25,000, and should be a great weekend again. Oh, the old double jam.
Those are always tough. Gotta look out. Yeah, those are really frustrating though. You're so close. I mean, if you're just a millimeter one way or the one way or the other, you get them all moving, and fortunately just sort of still better than it was. It is your color that you'll be running back now, but gives the opportunity for Team Kapp to get these 2 reds out over on the side and really keep control of this end.
So we did. I believe that. Sorry, what was the skip? The Kapp gentleman's name?
The skip is Benny Kapp.
Benny, that's right.
Yeah, he throws third, and then Mark Muskatovitz throws the 4 stones.
Oh, that's great. And then it's related to Andy Kapp, I believe it was his dad, right?
I think so. Yeah. So some pretty good bloodlines going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. I never did ask him this weekend, but I believe my dad was down and he picked up on the name and went over and asked. So I believe that was his dad. And curling runs in the blood there. Pretty good family sport, as everyone knows. I always tell. I was talking to Danny Lamoureux about his great position there at Curling Canada, and I told him curling's just a little bit like the mafia. Once you're in, you can't get out.
Yeah.
It looked like he was retiring, but there couldn't be anybody better holding the reins down with Curling Canada right now than Danny. So congratulations to him, and it should be a great year with Curling Canada, all the new events and great events that they brought in to our curling scene over the last few years, just like the one that you guys won there, the U25. I think it's a great event for our curlers that are out of juniors and kind of not in limbo, but kind of in between the junior game and the men's game, and keep those younger curlers involved in playing in those type of championships. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and this was I'll say this was my first time playing in that U25 event, and didn't really know what to expect, but it was fantastic. It was run extremely well. Had a lot of fun, a lot of opportunities to sort of mix and mingle with a lot of other people your age, and it was an outstanding event overall. Curling Canada's done a lot of great work at that level, and I think they're going to hopefully look to try and expand that through the next couple of years, and I think the future looks bright there.
Awesome.
So looking at this end here, Sluchinski's done some excellent work here to sort of crack open this jam situation that was sitting there around 3 or 4 shots ago, and now Benny Kapp's gonna have the opportunity to hit in set 2, but I think you're pretty happy if you're Aaron. You'll have the opportunity, if you get maybe a slight miss here, to go around those corner guards, get something set up. I think it's really important that you either nose this rock or maybe just a slight roll to choke off those guards. I think that'll get the job done.
Yeah, now decision time, and I kind of thought that he'd be walking up there to make the draw.
Yeah, I guess the question is, how do you get there? You
Yeah,
go wide, but I think you're probably guessing on the ice to go out that wide to get around those corners. Could play the in turn to the button. That run back is a little easier than you'd like it to be at this level if you're Aaron, so you're probably a little bit worried about that. I think the better option is to go wide around the corners if you know the speed and you know where the broom needs to come down for it.
Yeah, I think Jeremy would be very close here. Jeremy Hardy, who plays third here for Sluchinski, as they had a wide intern as well coming down this other side, in the second end, that he was just a little bit heavy on. So I think he'd be, I think he'll be very close here. Shout out to Megan Edwards, always on the live stream, and hello back to you. Again, anybody else out there that wants to do a shout out or wants to say hi, please like, follow, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff on our YouTube channels and Facebook. This one looks like it might be coming up a little light. Yep.
And that leaves the chance for the Germans to really crack this down. Could play this, two options, could play the straight draw to the button or play the tap. I'd be a bit more inclined to the tap. I think you have a bit more room. You could get on the nose, get a little high. Although I guess if you sink this even half around top 8, puts a lot of questions in Aaron's mind about what to do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Even half around that one top 12 foot, just biting the top 4. Probably a pretty good position. Not Aaron, I don't think, could get in there for either shot. He'd probably have to tap and roll out, and then your team Kapp force here to get the hammer back up 1. I think you're in a pretty good position. Another huge shout out to a few of our sponsors. There, a good Beaumont Curling Club sponsor, Steam Flow, that was right in the middle of the ice there. A big company that's sponsored the Beaumont Curling Club for a few years. All right, decision time again. Do a little hit and roll action off of the side 12-foot one behind those corner guards.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all you have. The only other option would be to throw the in-turn draw around those center yellows, but with as close as they are, and they're pretty close to lined up, it would be a very easy run back for Benny Kapp. You have to be careful where you roll this. You don't have to roll that far. If you just roll into the 8-foot, then that yellow center combination won't be lined up to it. If you try too hard to roll all the way under close to the center line, then A, you're probably rolling deep and just leaving a draw opportunity, but B, that lineup would be right back into your own red.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Team Sluchinski's first skip rock here. Looking like they're working on this hard.
Not what they were looking for.
Now, big time advantage here to put a lot of pressure on Team Sluchinski. If they can wrap one here, I would even go right to the button, top 4-foot.
Absolutely, yeah. Really, the more you can choke down this area, the better. And you know, the Sluchinski team has, just thinking back to a couple of their misses, just seem to be struggling maybe a little bit on the line this evening. I mean, I think back to Jeremy Hardy's draw and at last end that sort of wasn't really all that close, never curled to where they wanted it. That one sort of took off, and maybe just don't quite have as much of a grip as maybe they did in the semi or earlier this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It can be tough too when you give up like a steal of 2 in that first end. It can be really tough to keep yourself in it and to fight back.
This one looks pretty good. 14-7, right top button. High fives for the team, for the German team, and now we got a side button for 1.
Yeah, I'd be high-fiving too if I was yellow.
That's a great shot. Dead buried around that one top 12-foot. Oh yeah, look at that shot. Look at that camera angle, James Gordon, attaboy. All right, last rock in the 4th end. Team Sluchinski needs a big portion of the button here to get their 1. here at the Hub International Alberta Curling Series Major. Probably looking in the neighborhood of that 14-7, 14-8, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get shot with where that yellow ended up. Best you can do is just sweep for the T line, and
This looks
hopefully
really close.
you just paper by.
Spin. Great attempt. Absolutely fantastic attempt. It looks like it might be yellow, but they're taking a close look. I think so. Fantastic draw. Gives up a steal of one, down 4-1, heading into the fifth end. Halfway point, and try to see if they can regroup here at the 2023 Alberta Curling Series, brought to you by Hub Insurance.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston pizza at home.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening? Or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And welcome back as we pick up play here in the fifth end of this Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you live from Beaumont, Alberta. After a first half of the game that was really, I would say, dominated by this Benny Kapp team, Team Sluchinski has really had very few opportunities to get something going. In the force in the third end, they were even looking in trouble after about the first half, but were able to, after a couple great shots, scrape out a force, move on to the next end. But really that last end was all Benny Kapp. All Sluchinski could do was draw the side of the button against 4 to cut them down to a steal of 1 which he successfully made, but they're going to have to be a bit sharper in the second half if they want to claw back into this game. 4-1 for Benny Kapp and the German junior team. Really had a great feel for the ice. We also commentated them against Wutergoskins in the semifinal. And they've been very strong, making a lot of brilliant shots out here en route to what may be their first championship of the year. So I'm sure Aaron Sluchinski will have something to say about it in the second half if he gets, if he's afforded the opportunity. Not a great setup there for the Germans. Would have liked to get those yellows a bit more lined up. So Aaron's going to ignore it, draw around the corner, and hopefully get his 2 set up. You don't have to get it all back in one fell swoop. You can get a 2 here, get a force, get a 2 back. You can work your way back into this game. Excellent shot there by the German second, digging that out. That is Felix Messenzel. Kerr Drummond, the second for Team Sluchinski, will try to match that and get this rock a little bit higher in the rings. You don't want it so deep where they can follow you down and dig it out. Try to keep it top 8. That yellow that stuck around in the back corner could be useful to you as a jam opportunity. This one maybe curling a bit more than Aaron would have liked. Just leaving it to let it stop. Did expose itself over on the other side. That they can, Team Kapp can throw the exact same shot they just did. Try to dig it out once again. Bit of a miss there. We haven't seen too many of those from Team Kapp so far today, but this is probably what Aaron's been looking for. Now, I think he probably has to hit that one top 8. Could draw around, but not sure that's really the kind of risk he wants to go for right now. You hit that top one, you still have a chance to bring that top red into play. Hit and roll behind the guard, force Benny to make either good run back or pick the one over on the side, and this is how you sort of set up 2 or 3. Need this one to curl to get a little bit of a flop in behind the center guard. And they will. An excellent shot there by Kurt Drummond. Setting themselves up pretty well here. I think if you got to play some kind of run back or peel here. If you're Benny Kapp, looks like he's looking at running the red corner into the one behind the center guard. You'd have to be a touch careful not to jam it. You'd have to be a bit unlucky. Great camera angle there of Matt Yo having his little coffee break as I take over the reins here. Had to get on a pretty important phone call, so he's off doing that. As Benny Kapp tries to remove a couple redstones here and end that, maybe going the other team's way. Just unfortunately gets the one, exposes that red rock over on the side, so they're able to hit it later, but that other red is still buried behind the center, and shot rock looks difficult to tell. Looks as though red might be sitting two already. And so now a chance here for Team Sluchinski to split the rings and sit three. Start clawing back here in this men's championship final. So now decision time. If you're Benny Kapp, you got to figure out some kind of double that you can make at some point. Fortunately, if you try to make the cross houser on this one over on the side, very big jam possibility with that yellow in the back corner. You'd hate to jam it and kind of not get any of the red ones out. Another option they may look at some point is play the hit and roll off the left side as you look at the overhead into the forefoot. There, he's just signaling that one right now. Sweeper's working on this one. Need the hold, the roll. Just stops in time that it's about half buried, but still accessible for Team Sluchinski. Can definitely dig that out and roll out into the open. Looks like he's talking about the catcher over on the side. Not sure you really want to move that one. I think that yellow over there is pretty good for you as a jam possibility. like Team Kapp's looking to make some kind of a double. I really don't think that in-off double is... I think that brings in the possibility of the jam, which could bring more than 3 into play if you ever didn't get everything out. I think for the Germans, probably best opportunity here is just to make the nose double, sort of take your lumps. Even if you give up 3, you're still tied with the hammer going into 6, which is really a great position to be in.
Hey Benny, ich glaube, wir pushen den Roten nicht ganz aus dem Aus. Ich glaube, das kriegen wir nicht zusammen. Ja, das ist schwierig. Ja, Benny, ich bin den Nase. Aber trotzdem. Ja, mega gut. Mit 8.
So big shot here for Mark Muskatovitz. Trying to remove some reds from play, limit the damage here in the 5th end. He's just able to pick that back red, get 2 out. That is an excellent shot there by Mark. Still the opportunity here for Aaron to get a 3 going if he gets a little bit of a miss out of Benny Kapp, but I think you're Benny Kapp's team, but you're definitely breathing a bit of a sigh of relief if you're the Germans, knowing that you'll at worst be tied with the hammer going into 6. So big shot here by the Germans. Good freeze here could really limit Sluchinski's chances in this end. This one looks like it's curling up though. Not quite gonna get there. Leaves red sitting 2 and the open draw chance now for Aaron Sluchinski to tie this game. This one needs to get there. We just pulled the string on it. They're not able to dig that to the 8-foot, and a huge missed opportunity with the chance to tie the game. Aaron Sluchinski comes up just a little bit light after 5 ends of play here at the Alberta Curling Series Championship from Beaumont, Alberta. It'll be a 4-3 lead for Benny Kapp and the Germans. When we come back after this quick commercial break, they will have the hammer and try to capitalize.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. All sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games, and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Asham Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Asham Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at asham.com.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
And welcome back to Beaumont, Alberta. My name is Matthew Hall, bringing you all the action from what has been a very interesting final here of the men's championship. Benny Kapp of Germany playing against Aaron Sluchinski of Alberta. And from a first half that really was all Team Kapp. Team Sluchinski really had no opportunities to get extra points or get themselves in this game, and they sort of fell behind early until that last end. A couple of miscues by the Kapp team and some great shot making by Team Sluchinski led to an open draw to the 8-foot for 3 points and the chance to tie the game. And Aaron just pulling the string. The sweepers weren't able to get it to the 8-foot, and unfortunately just ended up with 2 points. So big sigh of relief for Team Kapp as we begin play here in the 6th end. They will try to capitalize now with the hammer. Try to really put the screws to Team Sluchinski after a big miss in that last end. And we're starting to get to the point where Team Sluchinski has to force the issue a little bit and really try to put Team Kapp into some uncomfortable situations. And actually put them, they'll probably have to have some uncomfortable situations of their own and come up with some really big shots if they want the opportunity to get some misses out of this very strong German team and have a chance to win this game. great freeze there by the German second, Felix Messenzel. Team Sluchinski does have a Red Rock buried, so a little glimmer of hope for them with that. They may be able to utilize that into a force. Looks like with such a good freeze, the really only opportunity here is to blast these 2 yellows, get rid of 2 yellow rocks, and hopefully get to a point where they could ever get a small miss out of the Kapp team. There is only that 1 yellow red rock in there. Gonna hit this a little thick, but makes it. Both yellows leave the rings, and now Team Kapp with the opportunity here, but needs to be a little bit careful if they ever have a small miss. Team Sluchinski will have the chance to hit that open stone and get a force. Definitely with the amount of curl we've seen, though, if you are careful with your weight selection here, just a nice hack weight should be able to come up and dig that red stone out from behind the guard. Probably still need to play it pretty close to the guard, though. Now it's by. Now they're just trying to get a little bit of finish, get as much of it as they can, makes contact. And not enough to remove it from play, but gets the job done for Team Kapp, gets that out from behind the guard where they don't have to worry about it. Big chance here now, though, for Jeremy Hardy to make the double and roll behind the center guard. And I'm rejoined now by my co-captain in the booth, Matt Yeo. How was the phone call?
Yeah, about 4 back-to-back ones for some reason, but yeah, no, it was great. Looked like
we got some pretty good camera angles of you up there in the lounge on your phone.
Yeah, was my hands going nuts and my face turning red?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. Looked like Aaron had a shot for 3 there, I think, right? Or just came up a little bit light?
Yeah, just open draw to the 8-foot and just pulled the string just a touch, so they weren't able to get it there. Gets 2, but pretty good setup here going now. Looking like a good force for Team Sluchinski after a great double there.
Yeah,
with the center.
Great shot.
With the center guard there, you never know if you get a little bit of a miss or Team Kapp isn't quite shot, you could go around that center to try and put some pressure on, maybe think about a steal.
Yeah, it looks like even, really good opportunity to force here, which, at this point, force, get your 2, steal 1 would be the recipe. Hello to Eric Richard, who was the longtime lead of Mr. Sluchinski here for a few years. He's on the Facebook live stream. Good shot by Jeremy Hardy there.
Yeah, they've really turned it up these last couple ends. After the first half that we were kind of saying was all Team Kapp, and really Sluchinski, well, to be quite honest, didn't really seem to have like any chances in those first 4 ends. They seem to have figured something out and have afforded themselves some opportunities. It'll be, I guess we'll eventually see if it was maybe a bit too late, as Team Kapp still up 1 with the hammer, but giving themselves some chances here in the second half so far.
Yeah, the tough part about the 8 ends, right? If you get down early, these teams are so skilled. These athletes are so good. It's tough to come back. You almost got to be perfect on the second half of the game here. All right, high, hard one.
Yeah, gonna take a crack at this double here.
Oh, just missed her. Big opportunity for Team Sluchinski to suck one right around top 4, right around that center guard.
Yeah, you'd love to put this in the forefoot for sure. I mean, with how high that guard is and the amount of curl we've seen, shouldn't be any difficulty for the Germans to follow him down and remove that rock from out behind the guard. But definitely, if you can force the German team into those tougher shots over and over, that's how you eventually force a miss and maybe get a chance.
Yeah, the old adage, right? Keep your shots as simple as possible, make the other teams as hard as possible. And, you know, really, like, draw top 4, no pressure, right around the center guard. This should be pretty close with 14-6. Might over curl a little bit here. Good shot. Gives them an opportunity to throw like a hack waiter just through the house. You know, at the end of the day, you don't have to remove that red rock. You know, you're probably forced here anyways. So just, you know, the right weight call to tap that back and get behind the red stone. And then, you know, put the pressure right back on the Sluchinski team to make a really good shot, or less you're going to be, you know, possibly giving up your 2 here, which being down 3 playing the 7th wouldn't be a very optimum position. Leaning on this pretty hard right out of his hand. Yeah. Maybe in the hack, you know, up 1, 6 then with the hammer, you're probably thinking, yeah, if I take this guard off, it's not the end of the world. Still going to have a, you know, an out turn, probably draw to the pin for 1. But it got a little tight on him out of his hand, I think, and peeled off the guard.
Yeah, it's tough in those situations. You of course you never want to flash right by, go right by everything. So I think you play it a little bit safe. You know, if you get the guard, that's okay, and you're still gonna have a draw to the full 4 here for your 1 point. But yeah, again, those little things, that's what eventually leads to misses, leads to, you know, steals. And Team Sluchinski now, if they can put a rock in a good spot, really put that pressure on Team Kapp. Ideally, maybe just biting top 12 in front of their shot stone.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where they motioned, right? Biting top 12 right in front of the top stone. Maybe even a little bit just to the left of the center line, top 12. Pretty good shot there. Double does not get you shot rock, so it's going to force him to an out turn, draw to the pin, draw to the full 4 foot for your 1. I don't remember the last draw that he has had to make. Maybe it was because I was on the phone and stuff and whatnot, but I don't think he's thrown too many draws this game, has he?
He did in the first end. I know that. I can't think of another one.
Yeah, so.
Sorry, in the 4th end when they made Sluchinski draw against 4, he made a nice draw to the top of the button then. So, yeah, it's been a couple ends. Well, if the speed's changed a little bit, maybe, but he should be close, I would imagine.
Yeah, sweepers are watching it like it's pretty close. 14-9, so probably needs to give a little bit here at the end. Yeah, a little bit at the end. Fantastic shot. Up 2, heading into the 7th end. here at the Hub International Alberta Curling Series Men's Major.
What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Asham Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Asham Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at asham.com.
All right, we're back here at the 2023 Men's Major Alberta Curling Series presented by Hub International Insurance. Team Sluchinski and Team Kapp fighting it out here for the championship. Team Kapp up 5-3 in the 7th end. Team Sluchinski with hammer. My name's Matt Yo along with Matt Hall. Thanks for joining us today well, not in the booth again. I keep on saying that, but on the live stream. So good game here. Missed opportunity in the 5th end for Team Sluchinski when they're drawn for 3, and just came up a bit light. And great, absolute great last shot by the Team Kapp here in the 6th end to get 1 against Sluchinski was lying 3. Just got another shout out here in the live stream on Facebook from Eric Richard. He said, I was a member of Team Sluchinski, but I can't believe you didn't mention the Dream Team, Neil Bratchard, myself, Matt Yo, and Kyle Richard. And I said, yeah, as a Dream Team, I think we went into 6 spiels, won maybe 2 games, and definitely had the highest bar tab in all the spiels, but it was fun times. So I just sent the link to the Alberta Curling Series, and I told the boys to pick an event for the comeback tour and see if our old knees can handle playing 3 games in 2 days again.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Bunch of great guys. It was fun. We used to a little bit older than Aaron, but curled Aaron and all the guys growing up. We had the Alberta Junior Super League here in Alberta, and it was fun. Long-term friendships, and then obviously into college curling and university curling. And it's a great sport, great family sport, and obviously some of my long-term and best friends have come from this sport. Actually played Eric's brother Kyle Richard in the high school provincial semifinal, and actually now 22 years later, best friends and best men at each other's wedding, and we met at that event in high school back in 2000. I think it was 2002. So it's a great sport, and get everybody out here and enjoy it at your local curling clubs, and meet some long-term friends and have some great evenings up in the lounge.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really one of the best parts of the sport. I made some of my best friends through curling. Was groomsman at one of my closest friends' wedding this summer that really came about through curling. So it's just one of the great things about the sport that you get those connections and get those opportunities to meet people who end up being you end up being really close with for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Actually, met my wife actually in that same provincial championship back in high school curling. We were friends for upwards of 10 years before I finally convinced her to go out to Red Lobster one night. But it's amazing. Yeah, the lifelong big time jam, tough break there.
Great. Now you put it in my head. I think I got to go out for some seafood.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know about seafood in the middle of the prairies, but I guess I'll give anything a try.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let's talk about this end, because that sure changed around, quite a bit.
Yeah, the Kapp team has just lost that just little bit of precision that they had in the first four ends. A lot of those runbacks and stuff that were going their way earlier aren't here. Getting some. Now, don't get me wrong; they're off by. We're talking about like millimeters here. So
yeah,
just some bad luck with some bad jams lately. But
yeah, if you remember that commercial from way back when, I think it was a commercial with Jennifer. Oh, this is just coming too deep. That's a tough one. But I think Jennifer Jones was in the commercial where the rock went through two guards, and it was just papered on both sides of the rock, and it was kind of a one-off from the NFL saying, it's a game of inches. And it was put on the curling commercial, said, "I wish we had inches."
Yeah.
And, when you're saying millimeters, you're right? Like that run back there, you hit, a fingernail one way or the other, and that result doesn't happen. But again, a real big mistake at this juncture of the game of coming in top button there. It's going to leave even a double, maybe. I don't know if the overhead shows it if it's a triple or not. Yeah, I think he's might be motioning that like that, but that could be a big mistake. I don't know if the triple's there. It's close. After saying that, maybe he's playing the draw.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, right? Like the in-off off the yellow is there for Team Sluchinski, so you'd love to just sort of draw one down, tap them back a little bit, make a wall, but
yeah, then Team Sluchinski makes the double live five.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not good. And of course your reaction whenever you don't have hammer is to run down there and get some reds moving. But I think best case scenario is if you could ever make the double and just roll like a rock or two towards those other reds. Yeah, sit two that way. That would be really good. Gotta be really precise though.
Yeah, that's where being up to seventh end, you might want to try to eliminate. There's two easy doubles right now, right? This double here, even if you don't keep your shooter, there's going to be another double, and then there will only be one red rock in the rings when Sluchinski comes to throw his first one, I would think. But it's probably going to be both around the center guard, so you're kind of playing with fire either way here, but probably trying to eliminate some red stones. Being up to in the seventh might be your best bet. Great camera work out there by James Gordon here at Curling Zone, Curling Stadium, providing the live stream. Fantastic job there, guys. Thank you very much. Almost looked like he got that started a little bit. Is he going to get it past here? Oh, no. Lucky he got one of the reds out of the rings, but looked like he almost squared that up when he let it go.
Yeah, almost disaster, really. Yeah. would almost go so far to say it is disaster anyways, but at least you got rid of one of the reds. Like, there might be a triple on the reds now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that maybe Aaron might, instead of rolling behind the corner guard, maybe roll into his reds and kind of spread that one on the button over to the corner, and maybe the triple wouldn't be available.
Yeah, I think
so.
Like
that
that's
shot
kind of
there.
What he's looking at now. Yeah.
Another couple big shout outs to our sponsors here as well. Hacktohouse.com out here in Edmonton. Reach out to hacktohouse.com if you need your blade sharpens, any kind of pebble heads, ice making equipment, curling equipment, shoes, brooms. Carry all the different lines of equipment, as well as ice advice. We have our sensors in the ice, as we were chatting about it earlier in the program, that we're trying to warm the ice up a little bit for this final game, so I can give you a little up-to-date temperature reading. So we started the game here right at 24.6. This is Fahrenheit. We got up to about 25.3, and now we're back down to 24.2. And now I have the plant off for the remainder of the game, and it'll creep back up to that 25-degree Fahrenheit. And that should, let's knock on some wood here, but it should keep that 14.7, 14.8 draw time for the whole game. And that's a huge shout out to Ice Advice to give us that technology and that data to try to make the best surface possible here for our athletes. As well as we have Sea Change Brewery here in Beaumont, and also the Beaumont Curling Club and the City of Beaumont, huge partners in bringing these events to Beaumont. And we have 6 events. We have another ladies major here next weekend. We have a junior major event the weekend after that here in Beaumont, as well as we have 5 other events for the Alberta Curling Series here in Beaumont, along with 3 mixed doubles events as well. Aaron and I were talking about that as him and Tiffany Tran, I believe, are mixed doubles partners and really competitive in that area.
Got a busy year going on over there.
Oh my God, yeah, lots of stuff going on. All right, looks like we're probably trying to get a little control, maybe upboard shot, starting to move pretty good. And looks like they elected to hit and roll behind the corner. So now it looks, are they going to try to take on the triple, or, at the end of the day, cut your losses? And because if you miss the triple, they do it. Like, I think that might have been the conversation with the team Sluchinski, is that if Team Kapp decides to take on this triple and misses it, and their yellow rock doesn't stay into play, it gives Aaron an opportunity to go around the corner. Exactly, yeah. And then your 3 ball, maybe even 4 balls in play. So maybe make the double and just be happy that there might be another double in play with Team Kapp skips rocks to eliminate and only give up 2. But I guess if you give up 3 in this situation, you're down 1 coming home with the hammer, which is you probably have the stats, but I think it's upwards around 60% probability of winning that
60,
type of game.
40,
yeah.
But I mean, you don't necessarily need to make the triple, even though I think it is there. You could just make the double on the center line rocks and roll over in that direction, and as long as you stay for second shot.
Yeah, very important. You got to stay for second.
Yeah. Aaron could, I guess, just go around the corner anyways, and then you'd have to make a good draw with your last. But if you make a double and sort of roll to side 4, you sit shot, Aaron goes around the corner, and then you draw the other side of the 4-foot and hope you don't leave a double, or you just hit the open one and maybe give up 3 is fine. If Aaron decides to hit you and you make a double back, then you're only giving up 2. So either way, you obviously have to hit something, but I think I like the double. If you really want to take on the triple, you can. It looks pretty thin, but even just, I would probably take a good look at hit 3/4, make the double, roll over to the left as we look at the overhead.
Yeah, I just chatted chuckling to myself, right? Like, you're sitting here, and that's the absolute beauty thing about our sport, is that there's probably 5 different shot calls here if you wanted to, depending on again what type of game you have, where you are in what the score is, and that's the absolute beauty thing about our game, is that there's many different opinions and many different shot calls, and all could be right if you make them, and all could be wrong if you miss them.
Yeah. So they're having a big discussion here.
Almost talking about peeling that guard into there now, eh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, if you make contact with anything, it's pretty good. I'd be a little worried about, I guess it's
somehow finding a hole.
Yeah, I guess it's tough to find a hole, but if you ever did, ooh. I guess I was kind of miscounting the rocks too. I think this is
it's thirds last, yeah.
Just thirds last. I thought it was skips first, but so I guess this kind of makes a bit more sense. But okay. Like if you make contact with anything, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But just I'd be a little worried if you somehow found a hole somewhere. Benny Kapp's going to try and prove us wrong. Run this into the ones on the center line. Oof. Pretty good. Makes contact with one. Would have liked it a little bit thinner, get a couple reds moving, but
you're probably going around that corner guard now, eh? Again.
Probably.
Yeah.
But again, there's
not a lot of rings there.
There's 2 easy doubles now for Team Kapp is what I think they were thinking about. You could make the one from the right side into the middle. You could get the one from the middle over to the left. And you're probably, I think the plan is just open it up, get rid of one of them at least. And now Mark Muscadovitz has the chance to make 2 doubles. And if you make 2 doubles, you're probably tied with in the last end.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy Hardy with his last stone in the 7th end. Trying to throw this top 12 foot around the corner guard. Going to run out of rings fairly quickly once you get around this corner guard. So it's very important for the sweepers to know where this rock's going. Almost needs to be like a top 8 shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good shot. So pretty interesting way they're sitting there. Fantastic shot. It's going to be a couple doubles, like you said. You might not have. Be interesting to see if they make the double on the button off to the side 12-foot one, and if they don't stick it, where Aaron puts the next one, or even if they make this one, where does he put his next one?
Well, again, that goes to the situation that Aaron can always just ignore anything you do and just go around the corner again.
Yeah.
It'd be a little tricky, obviously, but
that's where it's like, how greedy do you want to get? Do you want to try to get 4?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Or are you happy with, getting your deuce or 3 for sure? This is interesting because you left us there in the semifinal when the team from the Netherlands was down 4 coming home, and they actually made Team Kapp throw their last rock.
Really?
And it wasn't like it was an easy shot.
Oh, jeez. Here I was thinking it was over.
Me too.
I'm just
right?
kidding.
So,
I unfortunately had an appointment I had to go to, but I wasn't just running away because it's over. But
yeah, no. I think you wanted to get back for the final 2, right? So he had to throw about a hack weight tap back and roll. And if he would have crashed on the guard would have been pushed into the house, and the Team Netherlands would have actually had a nose hit for 5. Man. They just got around the guard and made the shot perfect, but it was it was a little dicey there for a couple seconds. Bringing the heat here. Yeah, Sweeper's trying to catch up with it. I think he's got nose. Oh my god.
Oof. Not good.
So it's kind of what do you do? Hit and flop right on the nose?
I'd almost look at, you could roll behind the corner, but you're probably just moving your other red one. I'd look at just rolling towards the center.
Yeah.
You know, even if you give him a double, give the Germans a double back, that's fine. You're still gonna have a shot for 3, and
just make the double the hardest double you can, right? Like,
yeah.
even if
I
you
guess
just roll a rock to the left.
Nose is probably okay. That corner guard's pretty close, but
yeah, like right there, even a rock to your. I guess if you go a rock to your left, the double's pretty easy on those two.
Yeah. Probably nose might be the call. Of course, there's always just the double on the center line one to the one over on the other wing too. So
I guess if you hit and roll over to your corner guard off the yellow rock, you might leave, and this is, if Kapp wants to take it on, you might leave the triple with hitting what's available, and then your shooter coming over and hitting the one on the button, the way how hard these guys can throw it. But again, though, depending on where this rock goes, do you want to try that and, somehow risk ticking the guard or something like that, and all of a sudden it's a draw for 5? But I think nose hit might be, or a little flop and nudge your red one, 2-3 inches further to the boards.
yeah, it could be the best way to go about it. It's tricky to know. I mean, I don't think there's any way to not leave a double somewhere. So
yes, I know, Eric Richard, if I was throwing this, you guys would just want me to make contact. Agreed. Thank you for that text. All right, they're on it right out of his hand. Working on it hard. Probably going to get the sweep it.
Is there a triple?
Don't know if the triple's there. Hitting the double and roll behind there is certainly there.
I'm just wondering if you hit like 2/3 of the one that they just hit, and you're sort of just hitting the side of that red, it's probably going in the direction. I don't know if it'll catch it or just go underneath, but it's close. Worth a go, at least.
Worth a go, yeah, exactly. Obviously, make the double first, and
yes, yeah.
Another shout out to our host committee, Troy. He's watching here on YouTube. Out at the St. Paul Curling Club, where we're hosting the 2024 Alberta Scotties out there at the St. Paul Curling Club out in January. So anyone that's interested in coming out, tickets will be available here in about 3-4 weeks for that event. Great community northeast of Edmonton here. All right, high hard double, maybe triple. Again, hard right out of his hand. Oh no.
Oh.
And I might have to replace a hack. Nose hit for 4.
Oh, the way this game has just turned around.
That was just at the tip of my tongue, yeah.
And it's, I hate to say it, but like the way you described how the semifinal ended, maybe this German team, they are still young. I'm pretty sure they're still juniors, so possible they may. Oh, there you go. Got a good look at the hack there.
Thanks, James.
Possible, maybe they just, closing out games is something they might struggle with, and so this is. Either way, it's a good learning opportunity that you go back and you think about what went wrong in these games and you figure it out. But big opportunity here now for Sluchinski to
hard on it to curl here. Kerr's got a lean on it. Yeah, got it. Nose hit. 4 points. Team Sluchinski up 7-5 heading into the 8th end. What a turnaround of events here. And we're looking forward to the 8th end. Anything can happen here at the Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you by Hub International Insurance.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
What job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
All right, we're back here at the Alberta Curling Series Major here in Beaumont, Alberta. Brought to you by Hub International Insurance. Big four-ender by Team Sluchinski here in the seventh end. Up 7-5 coming home without the hammer. And, great first rock by Team Sluchinski right on the top of the button. So they're not letting up.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that last end is going to be a bit of a learning opportunity for this young German team come the end of the game, end of the tournament. They may have to go back and look at that end and see how things played out. I think it goes back really to the decision to run that guard in rather than take a shot at an easy double or even a possible triple earlier. I think that's sort of where things started to go awry. They made the run back, but ended up picking out a stone that just made the doubles harder for them later on. And then of course, they missed two doubles, and you can't ignore the fact that they just missed two doubles as well. But going back, just playing out, just thinking about how that end would have played out with that one different shot, I don't think the four happens. To be honest, I'll go to a limb and say that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Like we were talking at the break here, you make that the ho-hum double right down the middle of the sheet, and like I said, maybe even the triple. You even hold your shooter, and I think the most you're going to give up is two, maybe three, if you miss one more shot through at the end. But just what a turnaround. This one will be replayed for a while here. Obviously, be a great learning experience if they can, get their deuce or even three this end to pull out the win. They can have a learning experience that didn't cost them. But Team Sluchinski here with three absolute perfect shots is obviously not going to let up on them. Does have probably a double, maybe a triple, but they're electing to probably just tap it back, roll into the roll behind the corner guard.
Yeah, you don't need to do much. You'd love to get the Reds moving, but if you just throw even a border control weight, get them spread out, give yourself some walls to work with. This one is
really
curling quite a bit, but
still all around. Yep.
Yeah, still pretty good. That's what you're looking for. You got two corner guards up. Aaron's, of course, just going to run up and peel one. But, eventually you might even... Kapp might throw a guard or two, but eventually you go around that corner. Aaron peels it. You make a run. You make that yellow-red run back, roll in, and then you got 3 yellows in the rings, and
Yep.
you're hoping that they don't make 2 doubles to cut you
Just
down.
like you did in last end, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and then I thought he was going to get real lucky. So like you said, more than likely
Just go around
the corner.
Yeah, or play the hit and roll. Either one works. Yeah.
As long as you just stay in the rings here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
See a few of these teams earlier in the week. The ones that didn't get into the playoffs would make that call that hit and roll, but just throw way too much weight and actually hit and roll out. And the end was over. Basically, peel the corner guard. End's over. But so really important for you junior curlers out there and men's league, ladies league. You really want to make this shot and make sure you stick in the house. Ideally behind the corner, but trying to work on this to curl it. Might be a little dejected after the last end there. That didn't seem like the right weight. I don't think that. Yeah,
no.
I was trying to find the right words.
Oh, I got no problem with that. No, yeah, that's not the kind of throw or decision making that we saw from the Kapp team in the first half of this game. And yeah, I mean, it can be really tough when you pretty much, for all intents and purposes, after the 4th end, you pretty much had a hand on the trophy.
Yeah.
The way things were going, and really just let it slip away can be really hard to sort of bear down, grind out 8 more shots here in the 8th end. And now, Sluchinski makes this yellow go away, and it's really hard to see a 2, even for the tie.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what, Aaron? This team did this in the A final. I believe it was against Team Dijon. Yeah, Team Dijon in the A final that Sluchinski was playing. I believe they were down 3-1 or 4-1 after the 4th end. And, I chatted with Kerr after the game was over, and that was the game actually Aaron had to miss. But I said, great game, guys. Like, how'd you keep it together? And he said, well, we made 32 perfect shots after the 4th end. I said, well, I guess so, right? So
that'll do it. Yeah.
That'll do it. Yeah. So, you're never out of it. Just got to make everything and hope that the pressure that you put on the opponent is enough to get a couple misses. So that's what Kapp's trying to do here, right? So now, great come around, dead buried. Aaron's probably just going to little hack waiter. Try to push it through the house, but that's dead buried by an inch. Over buried by an inch, maybe edge on edge.
Yeah, but you play this safe. You play it aggressive with the broom, tighten it up, throw maybe like a solid hack, and if you ever, if it ever over curls on you, you get the guard, you roll in, you move it out of the way, and you're looking fine still.
Yeah, they jumped on this right out of his hand here.
Now they're getting it to curl, should be good enough.
Yeah, managed that pretty well down the sheet. Nice shot. Looks like Sluchinski has a little bit of that mojo back here that they had all week, and kind of maybe lost it after the first end with a steal from Team Kapp of 2. But seems like that break in the 4th end really helped them, and I don't think they've missed too many shots after that. Once again, 8th end here in the Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you by Hub International Insurance. My name's Matt Yo, sharing the airtime here with Matt Hall. It's been fantastic to commentate these games with somebody. Oh, that's a tough miss.
Yeah, the air has really just been pulled out of the sails of this Kapp team, and You know, it's tough to see. This is a really strong team. This end is definitely not an indication of necessarily their actual abilities. I think just, you know, they're a young team, still juniors, learning to deal with these, you know, what's going to be very tough competition at the men's level, even if you get that early lead, to be able to stick with it and grind out the game still. And when you have sort of something go against you, the having that ability to continue to grind out shots and play right to that last rock is a skill, and it's learned, and it's, you know, 90% of the time it's learned through fire. Like, you learn because you get burned over and over and over again at the young level, and eventually you figure it out. But
yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. You know, and seen this many times where, you know, the first 6 rocks at the end and wasn't exactly what the team was needed, but you know, that's why sometimes they call it the skipper's deuce. So that's what they're looking for here is the 2 yellow rocks that are going to come from the skip here to count in the last end and maybe send it to an extra end. So still hope. Door's not, you know, 100% shut yet, but they're going to need 2 absolute pistols and a miss from Team Sluchinski to try to get to an extra end here, and that is definitely not a miss. So
no, it's difficult to think about what you even do if you're Benny Kapp's team. Probably just freeze.
Yeah,
freeze a bit on, like, kind of into that top angled pocket so that Aaron can't get rid of it, and then maybe you can slash in or come in off your own
corner guard, maybe.
Yeah.
So again here, Alberta's Curling Series Major Championship game. Team Sluchinski up 7-5. It's Team Kapp. 3 rocks to come. Team Kapp's first skip stone to come. Huge shout out to our partners for the event, the Beaumont Curling Club and the City of Beaumont here hosting the events in Alberta, Canada, as well as Hub International Insurance, Tim's Ice Manufacturing, Ice Advice Ice Sensors, Hack to House and Hack to House Blade Sharpening, Boston Pizza Beaumont, Sea Change here at Great Brewery in Beaumont, and all the local sponsors that you can see out on the ice, as well as on the boards around the scoreboards and everything else. So huge shout out to all the sponsors, really appreciate it. And it's been a fantastic event and weekend. And after this game, we look forward to getting back at it on Thursday, which will be the Alberta Curling Series Ladies Major event. And there'll be 22 teams competing for a prize purse of over $25,000 in that event. And we're super excited to have these events in Beaumont this year. I think right where his broom was probably the shot call.
Yeah, I think it's probably about it's all you can do really is come up with a perfect. If you make a perfect freeze here, Aaron can't get rid of it, and I don't know. you're probably looking at some sort of in-off or.
Well, if I were Aaron here, if he makes a perfect freeze here, I guess maybe the triple's there. I was gonna say, do you just run up and peel the corner guard? Because I don't think they could get shot rock, but maybe the triple's there.
Yeah, it depends exactly where the where this rock ends up. But if he ends up like on the inside of the pocket, you might be right. I don't know if there will actually be a shot for 2. You almost have to make this perfect on the nose, I guess. But I
think right on the nose. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Oh, it's close. I'm gonna chop off just a little bit. All right, looks like it's going to be probably a peel weight nose hit for the win for Team Sluchinski here at the 2023 Hub International Alberta Curling Series Major. You know, fantastic game, ups and downs, and you know, some big shots made, a couple misses. And to your point here, if this shot is made, Probably a pretty good learning experience for the young teams here from Germany. In this men's field, you just never get a breather. So PO weight right on the nose.
Well, you certainly can't say it wasn't entertaining.
And that's the game. Well, thank you very much for watching. Again, huge shout out to Hub International Insurance for the sponsorship. Huge congratulations to Team Sluchinski for their second win of the season. And all the best to the competitors heading down to Okotoks next weekend to play in that event. And good luck and good curling out there for all the fans. Thank you very much. And thank you, Matt, for joining us today.
Thanks, Matt, for having me. Have a good rest of the day out there in Beaumont. Whatever you got to do with that hack out at the other end, you probably got some repair work to do, but thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Have a great one. Good luck in all season.
Thanks, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening? Or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.